Alex, coming at you with another Borderlands 3 build. This is an updated Flash build that I just made not too long ago that I feel like it works better than the other one that I made because you can keep your kill skills up, which leads you to having more damage overall. Now, let's start off with the build. I'm gonna try to make this shorter than the last one since that was like an hour long. I'm sorry for that, but here. First of all, these two are going to be your major. These two are going to be your major skills to level up in this tree. So level these two up to the max. You want to get Violent Momentum and Violent Speed because Violent Momentum turns speed into power, and Violent Speed grants you 25% movement speed on kill skill. We'll come down here to Drone Delivery. You want to put 1 into Drone Delivery because this is going to be your only way to get out grenades. You're going to put 5 in Salvation because due to our shield, we need all the sustain we can get, so 10% of lifesteal is going to go a long ways. We're going to put the other 4 into Cool Hands. Don't worry, we get a lot of reload speed anyways, due to the equipment we're running and other stuff we have. We have Death Follows Close next because this gives our kill skills bonus 25% with plus 7 seconds duration, giving this giving this a plus 25% bonus, giving this at least 50% movement speed bonus with like an additional 7 seconds. I totally forgot, I forgot last time I did this, my sound was like kind of through the roof, so let me turn down my sound a bit on the game so you can just hear my voice. Getting back to the build, we're gonna put 4 in violent. We're gonna put 4 into Violent Violence just to increase our fire rate. This is kind of like throwaway. Don't really need playing dirty because we don't really care for the extra 5 shots. We just need to keep on running and gunning as fast as we possibly can. And we don't need Good Misfortune because we're trying to have our action skills very low so we can keep on spamming them. So we don't need them always up. We just need to keep on spamming them because we're putting 1 in Seeing Red, which whenever we activate an action skill, we automatically gain all of our kill skills, and that is why we want to keep our action skills on the action skill duration as low as we possibly can, so we can always keep on using Seeing Red. We'll come into over here and we'll put 5 into Synchronicity, which gives me 20% gun damage per active action skill. Since we're running dual action skills, we will get 40% max when we have both of them up. And then we'll come down to Donnybrook, which we gain 3.1% missing health a second and plus 19% gun damage, which gets boost. Since it's a kill skill, it gets boosted by Death Follows Close, and it gets activated by Seeing Red. And after that, we are done. Yes, I know Supersonic Man would be very great to have, but since we don't have the points really to go down this tree until we get a level cap, I think 2 points into Supersonic Man due to our class mod is fine. We get 8% speed per action skill, so we get like 16%, and I think that's going to be okay for now. Of course, when we get a level cap, we would want this ability. You would just level down this tree, probably put points into duct tape mod, and then just go Supersonic Man, try to max out Supersonic Man, and then probably put it into Old U, and if you have any points left over, just put it into Pocket Full of Grenades because it's a kill skill and you can gain grenade regeneration, but that's just theoretical right now. Finally, we're gonna put the last few of our points into the undercover tree. Now, this first row will do nothing for us. We will not benefit from it because we have no shields. I will show you why we have no shields in a second. So, you just put 5 points into whatever you want. It doesn't matter, so I just put it in adrenaline. Not like we're gonna get the bonuses, and then we're gonna put our last 7 points into these 2 skills right here. I just maxed out stiff upper lip because we gain damage resistance against any damage type whenever we're damaged, and it's 16%. And we gain, and I put the rest of the points into Rise to the Occasion, which Zane gains health regeneration. The lower his shields are, the higher the bonus. Since we have no shields, we're always going to get the bonus, and we're getting 4% of max health a second, which this stacks on with Donnybrook, which we will get 3.1% of missing health a second off of our kill skill. So, finally, to the augments, we're going to run Bad Dose, which grants bonus movement speed per enemy, plus 6% per enemy, which this translates into power for us. And then I just put Boomsday, which is we just have a rocket pod and then it just shoots some rockets, so just added DPS damage. Bad Dose is basically our bread and butter because it's going to let us move fast and deal more damage thanks to Violent Momentum. And that is what we are going for. Stiff Upper Lip is going to give us, again, more damage resistance on top of the barrier, which is really great because that means the barrier is dealing protections from the front while we're gaining resistance from any AoE damage that might come our way. The augments on your barrier that you need are pretty much charge relay because 11% movement speed gets translated into power. You get plus 20% reload speed since you didn't max out the reload kill skill. And then we get nanites or some shite, which is we gain health regeneration, more reload speed, and then we greatly improve. We don't really care about the shield recharge delay. We're only really in it for the health regeneration and reload speed. We get 4% of max, so we have like a total of like 11.1% regeneration when we get all of our skills up. We have some pretty fast reload speed now. If you really think that this reload speed, like these, like the 20% and 11% reload speed is enough for you, you can just put these 4 points into playing dirty if you want to. But I really have no use for playing dirty. I think it'd be great if we had duct tape mod, and then playing dirty would have been like just way better, but sadly we don't have the points for it. Now finally we are going to come into the items. I have a Rose and Thorns, 1 pump chump, Express Fire Cell Long Musket, a Lucian's Call in my inventory. I would suggest you have a Shred of Fire as a backup to Lucian's Call. I suggest you have a King's Call to the backup to the Rose and Thorns for bossing. A 1 pump chump is really great on Zane, but since we're not really running the grenade, since we're not running the duct tape mod, you can just trade this out for a flacker. Which is also great. The Express Fire Sale Long Musket is also really good just for shredding fleshy enemies. Does a lot of damage. I keep a Nighting Hawk just in case if I'm swapping out my Lucian's Call to If I'm swapping out my Lucian's Call to the Shreddifier and I'm swapping out Rosen's Thorns to the King's Call just for some diversity, I just swap this out to the Nightingale just to have that cryo damage. And so we have basically, we don't have double the elemental effect damage. Always keeping diversity. That's always great. Also, my fire cell long musket is anointed, so while my sentinel is activated, I gain increased fire rate by 9% and reload speed by 23%, which is also another reason why I don't need to run the reload speed, but hey, it was just at 4 extra points, so I just put it in there. We will go into the Rough Rider, which, good thing about the Rough Rider, you don't need a certain level to the Rough Rider, but I've seen a sprinting Rough Rider that grants you 10% movement speed. That is basically the best. That is the best Rough Rider to have for this build. Mine has 13% flame resistance, which, since we don't have any shields, fire will do like super damage to us, and this resistance helps us not take a lot of damage. Not taking a lot of fire damage, which is very important, which that's like the biggest counter to this build. Now, I've seen an anointed variant for Zane that gives 5% recharge for Digiclone. Since we're not really running Digiclone, you don't really need the anointed variant. If there was an anointed variant for the Sentinel, I would suggest you get that. I don't know if there is, but try to get the 10% movement speed one. I've seen one with 13% fire resistance with 10% movement speed, and that's probably the God roll, and that will help out this build a lot. Finally, the other important item of this build is Bashing Shockwave Infiltrator, which grants Zane's weapon and movement speed are increased the lower my shields are, and whenever Zane activates an action skill, he breaks his shield. This is going to allow this, and the Rough Rider is going to allow me to always have this passive up and running, which makes me faster on base move speed and grants me bonus weapon damage no matter what. This also grants me 18% critical hit damage, which is really awesome. Finally, the grenade mod doesn't really matter. I have the Stormfront for stripping just shields, since I don't really have any shock. My Sentinel just drops this, and then boom. I don't really need to use my shock, the little shock augment on the Sentinel, since the Stormfront basically does what the shock augment does, only better. I have a Quasar in the back. If you want to use the Quasar because it has more radius and damage, then go ahead. But I think the Stormfront can attack more people because it's a Merv. So that is why I use this one instead of the Quasar. And finally, the Relic. I have the Last Stand Safeguard, which basically when I drop below 50%, I have temporarily invulnerability. Which allows me to recharge my health while I'm not taking any damage for 5 seconds. I get to recharge my health in that amount of time, and I gain a bonus of max health with this, so this is really great. Without like the Rough Rider in this, I have like 5,964, which is pretty low, so these are really useful for keeping me a bit tanky, since we need all the tank we can get. This also grants me 14% weapon reload speed, so I'm reloading things really fast with this build. In all honesty, with this build, you don't need this artifact. A movement speed artifact would probably benefit you way more. I don't really have the greatest move. I don't even think I have a movement speed artifact. I would, if I did, I would have put it on here, but the Last Stand Safeguard is a good substitute. So with that out the way, I will now show you how this build works, and my Sentinel's coming up in 5, so I'll start killing people in 5. Okay, so basically we're going to put down their shields, we're going to get the bonus amp damage behind their shields, and we're going to just run a gun. As you can see, we're doing pretty decent damage against Basher's commandos, just using the Rose and Thorns. Here's a heavyweight. My gun, my abilities are down from the beginning. He's resisting because the modifiers are not in Crow's favor, but we're gonna switch to the Flagger just to try to do enough damage as possible. Kind of shredding him. My shield's almost up. I'm just gonna burn him with this. Put my shield up. Get behind the shield. Bonus damage. Just go. I also have my kill skills up now. Just gonna shred his health. Gonna keep on running. Cryo is resistant in these mayhem modifiers, so if it doesn't seem like we're doing a lot of damage, that's probably why. Just gonna keep on running. Let my health recharge. I don't have my lifesteal right now, but we're recharging at a good rate. So just keep on bunny hopping. If you get down, you gotta micromanage your health with this build a lot. So if you keep on if you keep getting low, just take some time to just back off, bunny hop. Your shield usually comes up really fast, so just hide behind that for the time being. Gonna throw out my sentinel, so we can always have our kill skills up and active. Just gonna keep on running. This might get a little dicey right here. I'm trying my best not to go down. The shields are so huge. I'm gonna probably swap into my Flagger because I think this is gonna be a deal. Yep. Flagger deals crap ton of damage. Going to put the shields. I'm gonna try using the Flagger to burn this aggressive heavyweight. Just keep on running and gunning. If we had the duct tape mod, I would suggest you run the one pump chunk over the Flagger because you can get more of your grenades that way. And plus the Flagger goes through a lot of ammo, while the one pump chunk can get projectiles back. But yeah. We got our kill skills up. Now our Flagger should be able to kind of mow them down. I really don't know where he went. See, this is a flamethrower, so this guy should resist fire, but I'm still doing a pretty decent amount with it. Pretty decent amount. Let's go swap to Evolution's Call. I wish Cryo wasn't nerfed, and we're gonna just swap. Corrosive is also nerfed, but the Rose and Thorns does so much damage that it's really like not bothering me. Putting on a shield. Gonna try to kill this dash commando. The shields will help because since you don't have like shields of your own, the drop shield basically acts as your own source of protection most of the time, which is really great. Even though corrosive damage is kind of weakened, we still do a lot of damage with the Thorns. I suggest you try to get this. I've heard this drops off the Grave Warden. I've never got it to drop off the Grave Warden because this, my friend got this for me. Now, you can also put the barrier as it is because you gain more barrier bonuses. You gain more damage if the barrier is like dropped on the ground, but for what it is, I think the bonuses that we get when we pick up, even though it's reduced, is fine. Okay, so as you understand the build like that. Let's try our best to go kill Grave Warden. This might take a bit. Because Zane isn't really that great with bossing, but I feel as if you, in order for this to be a great build, you need to you need to be good in like everything like the other classes are. And disclaimer, I don't know why I keep on clicking Sanctuary. Why? Disclaimer, Zane is pretty underpowered. Whoever puts an quote-unquote OP Zane build is pretty much wrong, because Zane gets outclassed by the other classes. Like, he gets outgunned by Flak. Flak destroys bosses. We all know Flak is broken. He gets outmobbed by Mose with her Demolition Woman skill tree with explosive bullets. And if you really wanted to go like elemental Zane build, like an elemental Zane build, like cryo build, then why aren't you just playing Amara, which can be good in every single element and deal hell of increased damage with elements, instead of only being reliant on cryo, which in Ultimate Vault Hunter, why did I say Ultimate Vault Hunter? Which in Mayhem 3, there's a lot of cryo-resistant enemies, like badasses and the anointeds, which you come across, I feel, a lot. So I think the cryo build with Zane is completely pointless. We're going to swap to the King's Call. This is what I'm going to call the boss build, the boss setup. So we're going to swap to the King's Call. We will go into the One Pump Chump. This is going to be our Night Hawken. So as you see, we have like a lot of critical hit. We have a lot of critical hit modifiers just for bosses like this with like huge critical hit bonuses, or like huge critical hit spots that you can easily abuse. And then we're going to just use our Shredifier, because why not? We're gonna run. We're gonna just throw out our shields, throw out this. Try to target. He's gonna just lay him down. This is gonna be our chance to just rack up the damage. Yeah, Grave Warden is a pretty easy boss. I know this isn't like the best boss I could probably show you, but it's still a boss nonetheless. And this is basically the boss that everyone tries to face, because he's like a really good farming boss. Like, you get a lot of good stuff. As the jabbers come in, we're gonna try to deal with them. Try to back up, because if they blow up, I'm basically dead because of our guardian ranks. Gotta throw this. These are Night Hawken. This has like little to no recoil, so I can lay out the critical hits pretty well. Swap to our... I'm gonna swap to our King's Call. I got hit. I don't know if it was from one of these grogs, but I'm gonna swap to our King's Call, go up here. Save our shields for when we need them. Like, when we throw really low, we can save our shields, pop that, get some regeneration. Wait for the next opening. Like, wait for this to balance out so I can get into him.
Need some personal space.
I know this is taking way longer than what it would take with Flak, and I am very sorry for it. Because, like I said, Zane doesn't do the best. Zane doesn't do the best with bosses. But proving this is a pretty good proving grounds, and Circle of Slaughter build. because you can keep on running and gunning, and in those you're just really mobbing, and this is a really good mobbing build. Oh, I almost completely bit the dust there, but have no fear. We're getting our regenerations off. Probably gonna just swap to another weapon soon. Swap to where King's Call. Try to lay in some bullets over there. Throw this down, get our shields to deal with these people. As I got closer and closer to the edge, which is really bad. He's about to laser beam, so we're gonna slide over here, avoiding the damage. God, I really hate these poison grogs. We have immunities, so we're just going to keep on, try to buddy hop away. Get our regen up, get the kill skills up. More power. Incinerary is also like really nerfed in this mayhem mode modifier, so I'm trying my best with the elements that I have, trying to make use of it. But yeah, it feels like I get more of my grenade mods. I got completely slammed, but the life still helps, and I'm back to full. As you see, I think the same rules apply as that you can't get one-shotted at full health. Like at full health, you can't get one-shotted. I think they kept that mechanic from like the other Borderlands games. So you'll probably always, as long as you don't get like another attack follows up on you, I'm pretty sure you'll most likely get a chance to throw down your abilities. Just gonna try to lay in as much damage as possible. Run back here. Let's try to kill this jabber. Alright, jabber's dead. We have our kill skills. Just kind of try to lay in. Gotta try to lay in this guy. Sorry if I'm being a bit quiet, just trying to focus. Hitting the good spots. Okay, he's going for the attack we want. Pick this up. Yeah. See, I wish I could hold the. I wish I could hold my shield, like hold the action skill button for the shield, so the shield can already be put on me instead of throwing it down and picking it up, because I waste time. Like I waste precious action skill duration for that, so losing out on a lot of amp damage. Alright, jabbers are up. Jabbers are almost dead. He's getting ready for the swing. That still hit me somehow, so we're just gonna get regeneration. Shield. He's going to barf out the grogs. Alright, we're just gonna run, wait for our action skills to come up. so we can get some regeneration going. He's gonna tip. Gotta try to kill this baby toxic frog. Okay. Gotta get our regenerations going. Alright, my shield's over there. It seems like he's going for his fist. I don't have my kill skills, but I think we can shred him. Ah. And then we shall just go up to him. Throw down the barrier. Deal that increased amp damage. I'm just gonna pick it up for that. But, and yeah, that is the build. So, I hope you guys like and enjoy this build. Let's see what I got. A negating infinity. Huh. That helped. Anyways, hope you guys like this build. I will try my best to figure out what other builds work, but in the meantime, that is all I have for you. Anyways, catch you in the next one. Peace.